Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the language of spirit and how to know when spirit is talking to you. So, what do I mean about the language of spirit? Well, first of all, we can establish what spirit is, and spirit is um, the world behind the world, the unseen forces, things that you cannot physically, touch with your physically touch. Um, we all like to say spirit. Our spirit guides are, ghosts. Um, Basically anything that you cannot see, the veil behind the veil, that sort of stuff. That is what spirit is. It is the astral plane. It is your long lost loved ones. It is Abraham Lincoln still thinking that he could chop down wood, or still maybe think it's 1875. Whatever our spirit goes is what animates our body. Nothing down here can live without a spirit. And like I said, every living form has a spirit. And those spirits are always trying to communicate with you, so you have either a better understanding, or they just are always trying to talk. They're always trying to communicate and get attention. They're always trying to make contact with the 3D world, because these worlds kind of run in tandem. One can't be without the other. The astral plane really could not exist without the 3D, and vice versa. They kind of feed off of each other. So um, it'd be kind of impossible to have one without the other. And there are a few books that you can get. There's Barbara G. Walker books, which I really recommend her books, but the two that I have are The Woman's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secret and The Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects by Barbara G. Walker. And that's another way to get to know, one of the ways to get to know the language of spirit. Really, you want to get any book about signs and symbols, dream books, dream dictionaries, encyclopedias, ancient symbols and myths, whatever you can grab about just very simple. It'll break down the goddess symbols, spirals, phalluses, what that really means, stools or special stools, the swastika. It'll break down all these symbols. So if you keep hearing or seeing these symbols, get something with the numbers. I think her books cover the numbers pretty well too. Anything that tells you the ancient meaning of a symbol, you want to grab, and don't just stop at one or two. Try to have a good arsenal to pull from, because first of all, the interpretations can be different in between different authors, or maybe one has more extensive knowledge on one symbol than the other one. You want a wealth of knowledge to pull from between, if you're trying to decipher a symbol. Like for a while, I was trying to discover what the 8 ball meant, and what it meant for me in particular was it meant luck, and it meant keeping my eye on the prize. It meant don't take your eyes off of the end game. So, and that's a good lesson on, those signs and symbols are pretty particular to you, but I'll get to that in the rest of the video. But spirit just comes and shows up in different forms, and not just those who pass on. Like, you could get a spirit guide from a plant. Like a rose is supposed to represent the heart, or we see it a lot with animal spirit guides. They got the popular ones: deer, bear, lion. All those symbols, and all those communications through spirit means that they have a message for you with a problem that you've had for either a lifetime or maybe a moment in your lifetime. And they're all trying to conspire to help you evolve, to help you get your enlightenment, because you got to remember that all these things, from the lowest ant to the tallest mountain, are representation of our psyche, our own minds, our own divine potential and possibilities. And so it's all kind of working in tandem if you know how to use the energies well to help you elevate, to help you solve these equations that we have from the illusions that we're under. And you want to start, I think I mentioned in the last video, but you do always want to start, the way you start getting in communication and the way you start seeing these signs and symbols for what they are, you follow those intuitive nudges. Like I said, I have a nice little tick that I do with my eye. If I start seeing a flamingo one too many times, I know I need to go in my animal spirit guide dictionary and pick it up and find, okay, I'm having trouble with, I think flamingos mean to be more social. So I'm probably having trouble with that, or maybe I need to call in more friends in order for myself to go to the next level, to release a bond or an illusion that I need to let go of in order for me to move to the next level. And remember to always follow these nudges, because a lot of the times our intuitive muscles, so to speak, have atrophied. And we need to get those things back online. We need to get those working, because that's the name of the game here. The name of the game is evolution, and we need all parts of our psyche engaged, and we need them working properly so we can have our realization, so we can evolve into the next level, whatever that means for you. And another way you can do this is by taking more baths that balance the third eye. There's a book called The Complete Book of Baths by Robert Laramie that you can get online, but it didn't have to be that one. Just look up spirit baths on Amazon or thrift books, and you should be able to find plenty of baths that could help you, and they're very simple. A lot of times the ingredients aren't hard to find, but you can, in this book, I like those because they seem to be channeled directly from spirit, and like I said, the ingredients are easy to find. So you want the books you want the books that help balance out the baths, that help balance out the third eye, and the books that help you with the baths. And you always have to remember that chakras are never closed. They either simply are overstimulated and understimulated. And the way that we know the third eye is in balance is that your psychic senses are open, you're optimistic, you're perceptive, you're more imaginative, you get more watchful. Anything dealing with sight, not just with seeing with your own two eyes, but ability to see everything more clear in a balanced and quote unquote healthy way, or something that's more aligned with spirit, with the spirit realm, for help you to have a better perspective. Remember, spirit has always had a third eye view over where you are of your journey. Your spirit has a third eye view over your journey. Your guides have a third eye view over your journey, so they can see things that you can't. Your job is to get in alignment with that seeing, so you can become the knower. And if usually you have an unbalanced third eye, I was very guilty of this, and so I start doing the healing work around it. But headaches was a big thing in me, because I had a trouble of seeing. I wanted everything to go my way, and I couldn't see any other options. Everything was either or, and I could not get to that middle point where I could open myself up to so many possibilities. It's gotten better over the years, because I learned how to work with my lower three chakras in order to help maintain and build and balance out the upper three chakras. You might have scalp issues, vision problems, mental illnesses. And if it's underactive, you might have problems setting goals, narrow-mindedness. Like I said, you can only see either or. You're not really opening yourself up to all the possibilities. Vision may be poor, memory may be poor, having trouble seeing the future, or even a lack of imagination. And if it's too overactive, you could be obsessed with psychic vision. I know I'm guilty of that, because everything just seems like, is this spirit talking to me? Is that spirit talking to me? Nightmares, you might have trouble concentrating, hallucinating, paranoia. All these things to get your chakra back in a state of balance. These baths will help. They help me immensely. Obviously, meditation is awesome for help getting your that third eye back in balance. But always try to remember, don't try to section these off so much. It would actually be better for you to kind of work from the bottom up if you want to balance chakras, because the bottom three are actually where you hold a lot of human interactions and traumas there. So I would say work down there, or actually start in the middle of the heart, because that's the middle point for you to kind of observe and see where your weaknesses are. And another thing that you can do, to say if you can't see, a lot of times we get obsessed with trying to see spirits. Another thing you could do is just talk. Talk to your spirit, talk to your guides. Say, hey, I need help with this, or can you show me a different way? And then at that point, it would be your job to notice the different ways, to notice the subtle changes, or the big smack dab in your face changes that you've been trying to see for so long. At that point, that would be your job to notice when spirit is trying to help you. And that's why those baths will help. That's why if you see the spirit numbers, okay, then pay attention to something else. Dang, I'm always running across pennies or money on the ground. Or like I said, I'm always seeing bears. I don't get why I'm always seeing bears. That's where it starts, with little things like that, so it can grow to bigger things in the future. So that way, talking to spirit would be like talking to your brother or sister or family member. And remember, nobody's more special. You all came down here to do something. Yeah, and some people are more sensitive to spirit and more sensitive to talking to guides and that than others. But that does not mean that you cut off from that same talent. It doesn't mean that you can't access and develop your gift if that's your gift. And you don't want to get caught up in thinking that it has to look a certain way. Like the table has to be knocking, or I have to talk to my grandfather. It has to have to look like any of that. You might be a good automatic writer. You might just be able to hear spirits. It's other things. What, smell them, taste, whatever psychic way is opening up for you. Follow that, because that could be your particular talent. You might be a good tarot card reader, oracle card reader. Follow those particular talents and don't get caught up in how you think this all should look. Open yourself up to the possibilities so your natural talents can shine through. And that way, when you're talking with your spirit and you're talking with your guides, it's like talking to your brother, talking to your mom, like a regular everyday conversation. Doesn't have to be this big to do. It could be as simple as starting with these steps and see where it takes you. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I'll be back for more, and you guys take care.